Thank you, President, and I'd like to thank the rapporteur, Roberta Angelilli, and the other rapporteurs for their work on this important dossier, and of course to Commissioner Frattini for his encouragement, for the communication, and for the work that has been done by the Commission in this field. While recognising that these matters are primarily those for the Member States, there is also, I believe, a role for the European Union, and that, of course, is enshrined in the Charter of Fundamental Rights, where, for the first time, the rights of children are embraced. I believe that a society is best judged by the way it deals with its innocents, and we are, as a European Union, a society. The particular interest that I have in this field is that of parental child abduction across frontiers. I have handled many cases in this sphere, and I find that there are several hundred each year between the EU member states, and indeed between the EU member states and our neighbourhood countries and beyond. And while there are international conventions like the Hague Convention and internally the Brussels Convention on Child Abduction, there are still many deficiencies. And recently I was grateful to the international law firm Freshfields for examining several cases under the Brussels II bis Convention and identifying some of the problems within our own member states. Now, I believe that the work that has been done by the European Parliament here and by the Commission needs to be seen in the context of international developments in law. I think it is right that the old United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, which puts the paramountcy of the interests of the child first, is absolutely crucial. In the Charter of Fundamental Rights, the concept of the right of a child to both parents is also introduced. That is vital, and that is now widespread across the world. But there are two aspects which turn on the way in which a case is handled by a court. And I believe that, even though it is not contained within the report in explicit terms, the right of a child of a maturity to be heard by the court, whose wishes could be heard by the court, as in the case of my constituent 7-year-old Jessica, as happened recently in the High Court, and secondly, where appropriate, independent legal representation for the child should be provided. These are two elements which I think we need to develop in the coming months. Thank you, Mr. President.